110 go extra. Don't let none stress you. Running through the mission. Make a hater pay rendition. 110, so I know. Circle go ham. Michael Phelps, do the stroke, do the quicksand.
What's going on, HTP family? Welcome to another episode of the 100X podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, all the way from East Coast Elite. We got our boy KOPA, we got my guy Elvis Perez, and of course yours truly, Pier Santini. Today's podcast we're going to go a little bit over the experiences of baseball coaches, all the experiences that baseball players go through, their journey, and a little bit about our special guest today. Elvis.
Yep. So Kelvin played at prestigious George Washington High School in Upper Manhattan. For those who don't know, Manny Ramirez went to that high school, graduated, and played professional baseball from George Washington High School. Kelvin was one of those players who was an underdog, who was one of those players who was overlooked because of his hard work. Essentially, he grinded. Now, from a personal note, this was one of the guys that I used to look up to. Kelvin was actually my neighbor, which is pretty cool. I mean, he was my neighbor growing up, and I would see Kelvin waking up every morning at 6, 7 in the morning to go to Highbridge, to go run stairs. And I remember, how old was I, Kelvin, at that time?
Pretty young, bro.
I was pretty young. And I used to see him, and his mom would come to, obviously, La vecina, and that's Spanish for neighbor. She would come and speak to my mom, and she would be like, Kelvin I think he's losing his mind. He would leave at 7 a.m. and he would come back home at 9, 10 o'clock, and he wouldn't eat all day, and I'm worried about him. And I would just listen to that, and it was admirable to say the least. And it's really great, and it's an honor to have Kelvin here because it shows a lot to what we message every single day with 110%. And his values are really aligned with what we believe in, that grit, that mentality, that hustle that we always speak about. So, Kelvin, welcome to the podcast. Welcome officially, my man. It's good to have you. So, Kelvin, after high school, he went to Garden City. He went to Bruin Parker. He was an All-American at NAIA. He played, against the best competition in America. So, I just want to touch about, Kelvin's journey. So, Kelvin, tell us a little bit about your journey from high school all the way to college. What were some challenges, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me, though, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm happy how far you guys have come, as a whole. HTP is a big part of what we're about as well. I'm very happy that you guys have come this far. For me personally, like you said, I grew up in Washington Heights. Played for George Washington High School. It seems like such a long time ago. 2006 I graduated, but yeah, like you said, I was always the underdog. Never got highly touted out of high school, or I was never the guy. Just put it like that. But I always knew there was one thing that you could never teach them. It's hard work, right? You either have it or you don't. So like you said, you used to see me with my bag. I used to go to the field, and I never used to tell nobody anything. Even if I had the front toss to myself, put a ball on the tee and just hit all day and just get better. I had to long toss on my own. If I had nobody to go with, I would have to do my own thing. So I was kind of that guy. So I was kind of a freak of nature, and I just learned how to make it work for myself. But yeah, I created opportunities for myself. After high school, I played in a tournament somewhere. I want to say somewhere down in Mississippi. I hit a home run or something, and there was a college coach standing in the stands, and he fell in love with me, and I was at the school like 2 weeks later, and that's how it all started for me. That was Garden City Community College. Shout out to Coach Finnegan. Thank you for giving me a shot, man.
Shout out, Coach.
Shout out to the coach.
Yeah, good guy. Definitely a good guy. But yeah, once I got there, it was tough. Because I struggled. He brought me on board, and there were other guys, on the team. There were about 3 other catchers. So I'm like, wow. I thought I was going to be the guy, So listen. I got there and it was tough. I had to battle my way through. I must have played maybe like 15 games or 10 to 15 games in my freshman year. Hit like 220, 230. Battled my way through. The other guy was obviously a little bit better than me. Not defensively though. So So yeah, I found my way through, and I decided to transfer the following year because I felt like it was a better opportunity for me and my family, and it was closer to home because I was all the way in Garden City, Kansas. So it's not like Garden City, New Jersey. I was in Kansas, so I came a little bit closer to home, and I transferred to Alfred State College. Played there my sophomore year. That was a junior college at the time. Now they're Division II, I want to say, Division III. And I played there, and that's when everything kind of started to go about, and started to hit the ball. Played really good defense. Our team was, doing amazing. We won about 40 games that year.
Wow,
and everything just started to kind of trickle because the guys that I created, the people that I surrounded myself with, I should say, and that was my sophomore year. I think I won all conference. I won a Gold Glove that year, and then that was that because it was a junior college, so I had to transfer to Brooklyn Park. This is where probably the best times of my life came when I went down to Georgia, and a very small Christian school in Mount Vernon, Georgia. Shout out to Coach Boo Mullins. Played in the big leagues with the Milwaukee Brewers. He saw me. A couple of my buddies sent him videos, and they said we need this guy. They're like, no, we already have a catcher. My boys are like, no, we need this guy on this team. And so I went down, and he's like, show me what you got. So I go. I think he throws me a couple balls in BP. He's like, all right, you're on. So. I signed the papers, give me a scholarship, and I'm on board for the next 2 years. So that's how that journey started with Bruin Parker. I think we were ranked 4th in the country that year. That was
not too shabby for NAI.
That was a monster school, man. It was a monster. I got to play with kids from all over the country. Competition level was at the top. At the top. Coming from New York City, you get the really good competition. But once you go, down south or across the country, and you get kids from all over the country, you see the difference. You see the difference, and you got to be able to make adjustments. And then I finished school there.
Sure.
Anything else? You want me to just keep going?
Oh man, I'm loving it.
I'm just giving you my. I just want to get that out of the way.
So, Kelvin, I remember when I used to see you wake up, go into these fields, and really, balls to the wall, give your 110%. We can agree, Kelvin and Pierre, that there's a lot of kids where we come from that they're easily not motivated because of different factors, whether that being the streets, whether that being, not having those role models, that they're not really motivated to chase the dream and to strive for excellence like we preach all the time. So what really kept you motivated? What was your building blocks for success? Because you have a knack, Kelvin, to always play for the competitive, to play for those big prestigious schools, and you always broke through. You were behind Angel Solomon in high school, and he was third round draft pick out of high school. You played in Shea Stadium. You're no stranger to the big spotlight, man. So tell us about your initial what makes Kelvin? What's your DNA like? What keeps you motivated?
So it's funny. I'm going to bring this up, but it was me and a group of friends. We were at, I think I was a sophomore in high school, and we were at a party, and we were just hanging out, whatever, and then everything just broke loose. And what do I mean by that? A big fight broke out. Kids got hurt. A lot of stuff happened that night, and it just made me realize where I wanted to be in life.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, it gave you perspective.
It gave me perspective. That night could have been, my last. Thank God it wasn't. And from there on out, I learned who to be around, and it just helped me walk the right path from there on out. And then from that day on, I was thankful every day I woke up. And just pushed through there. I just pushed, kept working hard, and I never looked back. So that's definitely one of the moments in my life that changed everything forever. All right, because I still think back on that day, because it was a dangerous day, and listen, I could have lost my life, growing up in the harsh streets of New York, and I made a wrong decision. I went up, with the wrong crowd, and those guys are still my friends, to this day, but it's just different, you know, there's a
Different
different
dreams. Everybody has
there's a different dream. So yeah, that's what I would, you know, I would give advice to kids now. I would say just, you know, pick your crowd and pick them, you know, wisely.
Important that you just mentioned that, because that's like where I was going to with the next question. So you would say the people that you surrounded yourself motivated you, but as well they were like sort of the people that would piggyback off where you guys would come up. Because I remember, like for example, I met Elvis my freshman year in high school. People would think I know this guy for 20 plus years, but it was like we gravitated automatically. Like I told you before, we came on the camera. This guy would push me to, like when I was tired, I want to do the last couple sprints after we threw a long. Nah, come on, let's get motivated. Let's do this. So, what would you tell the kids? It's super important, yes, to pick who your friends are, but like, how do you necessarily do that? Like some people go by, oh yeah, this kid has this kid has that, but what made you gravitate to your group and what motive? Because obviously your friends put you on to college, right? It's a small world, right?
Yeah,
Because it works that way.
It does.
It depends on who you surround yourself with and who you share all your moments with, and who has the same goals as you. That's what I always thought about. Elvis and I always had the same dream, so we would like always come back at each other like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You know,
We hold each other accountable.
Exactly. We help each other accountable.
One thing that I think is a big problem now growing up with kids, they don't hold each other accountable, and I think they're scared to hold each other accountable because they don't want to get judged. You know, so if I'm your friend and I tell you, listen, we have to, you know, go practice, or we have to, you know, go study for the SAT or something like that. You know, a lot of kids backfires on kids, and you know, they'll start making fun of each other because who studies? You know, let's go practice or let's go do something else. You know, we're ball players. No, that's actually the wrong way to go. So I recommend you know, all the kids listening to this podcast, just do what you do, stay in your lane, and don't ever feel like you're, you know, like an outcast, right? Because eventually the right people are gonna gravitate towards you eventually, right? So, you know, and I'm saying that because I'm a high school coach. I've coached for multiple years. I run my own travel team, and I see it all the time. So it's kind of my job to kind of steer kids in the right direction.
Now that you mentioned that, tell us a little bit about your program that you have going on now.
110, all I know. You keep 100, we stay above it, starting the show.